Hey guys, welcome back on 𝐬𝐮𝐻𝐸𝐴. In this part, we are going to deploy this monster application, this beautiful monster application. So the front end will be deployed on Vercel, which is also the creator of Next.js, and the backend will be deployed on Heroku, this beautiful Heroku. And I've also created a cheat sheet, kind of cheat sheet, where I have defined all the steps. So if anything goes wrong in your deployment, just look at this file. I'll put all the comments here. Okay, and of course I'll put the file in the description box. Fine, so let's do it step by step. Okay, at the first step, we need to create two GitHub repositories, one for the front end and one for the back end. Cool. Just go to your GitHub and create two repo, one for the back end. As I have created this share file YouTube for the back end, I have not done anything. And the other one is share file front end for the front end. Fine, now let's see the next step. The next step is focus on back end. Okay, just look at the server directory. Inside the server directory, we need to do all the steps now. So the primary step is clear all the unnecessary logs and check the environment variables. So just look at all the files and remove all the unnecessary logs. By unnecessary log, I mean if you think any log is harmful for the production, just remove that. And then we need to check the env variables. Just look at the server.ts. We have already configured all the env variables, so you don't need to do anything. And then check the tsconfig for the out directory. Okay. Just look at the tsconfig file of the server. Fine. Here just look at this out directory. This is set to dist, dist. It means after building this project, all the JavaScript file will be stored inside this dist folder, this dist. This is needed for the next step. So just look at the next step. Go to package.json and add build and start script. Okay, just go to package.json of server. Cool. Here inside the scripts, I need to add two more scripts. So just duplicate this 2 times. Cool. So second script is build, and this will build our project. So the command is only tsc. This tsc command will see this tsconfig.json file, and here we have defined this out directory as dist, so it will build the project to dist folder. And then the next script is start. So just run our app. We need to run the app using the node, so node, and then inside this dist folder I have the server.js file. Look at this, this is JS, because after building the project, all the files will be converted to JavaScript. Just remove the comma and save this, that's it. And then see the next step. Delete packagelog.json if the file exists. So just look at your directory, and if you see the packagelog.json, just delete that, because it may create some problem in build. Okay, fine. Let's see the next step. Log into Heroku. Now the fun begins. So just go to heroku.com. If you don't have an account, just sign up. I already have an account, so just click on login and also connect to your GitHub account, because it is needed for the CI/CD pipeline. Anyway, so I'm redirected to this Heroku dashboard. Fine. Click on this new. We need to create a new app, so click on this create new app. Fine. Just give this app a name. So share file backend. Cool. Choose a region. United States is fine. And then click on this create app, and that's it. Good job. Let's see the next one. Log into Heroku, done. Create new app, done. Install Heroku CLI. This is very amazing. So now you need to install the Heroku CLI. So just visit this page. I'll put this link in the description box. Here you can see the process of installing the Heroku CLI. So this one for the Mac OS, this one for the Windows, this one for the Ubuntu. I'm using Windows, so just click on this 64-bit installer. I've already installed that, so I don't need to do this. So just install the CLI and then just check if the CLI is installed or not. Go to terminal. Also change directory to server. Fine. And here just check if the Heroku is installed or not. So Heroku, login. Okay, press any key to open the browser. Enter. Okay, so this page is open. Click on this login, and in this whole process, if you don't see any error, it means everything is fine. Now we can go to our next step. Initialize Git and add the Git remote. Okay, so Git init, fine. Stage the file for commit, so git add dot. And hey, by the way, create a git ignore file and add the node modules. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna do that. Fine. So now just commit the file, so git commit -m and flag m prepared for deployment. enter. Fine, my branch is up to date, clear. And now just add the remote URL. So go to your GitHub repo. Actually copy this last 3 lines. So just rename the branch to main and then just add the remote URL and then push the code to the main branch. So just copy these 3 lines of code and go to terminal and paste. Fine, enter. So my code is being pushed to the main branch. Fine. And then the next step is add Heroku remote to the Git. Okay. So for that we need to find the comment. And where is that? Just go to your Heroku app. Inside this deploy tab, click on this deploy and then scroll down and you should see this text, existing Git repository. So for existing repo, simply add this Heroku remote. Just copy this comment, Heroku Git remote with the flag A share file backend and paste it here. Fine. So it means that our server repo is connected to the Heroku app, and it also means that now I can add CI/CD pipeline with the GitHub. Okay, so just go to Heroku app again. So just scroll up, inside this deploy, look at this deployment method. Here click on this connect to GitHub and then find your repo. So share file or something like that. Yep, share file YouTube backend. This one is my repo. Click on connect. That's it. Look at this, choose the branch to deploy. So this is listening to the main branch. So it means that every time you push the code to the main branch, it will start the deployment. So enable automatic deploys. Click on this. That's it. Fine. Look at the message. Automatic deploys from the main branch are enabled. Fine. And then just scroll down. Look at this. You have this button to deploy the app. But wait. We have not yet configured the environment variables. Let's do that. So for that, let's go to settings. Here just scroll down and look at this reveal config variables. Click on this and then you can set the key and the value. But you can also do this from the command line interface. So let's go to command line interface, clear the terminal and then just add the configuration variables. So the command is Heroku space config :set and then the format is this one, this key equal to value. Okay, no space. Look at this, there is no space between the key and the value. So key equal to value. Let me give you an example. Just go to env. So you need to set up this Mongo URI. Just add the Mongo URI equal to, there is no space, again I repeat, there is no space. Just pass the value, paste it and enter. It is restarting the app. You can also see this in the UI. So just go to Heroku and then refresh the page and you should see the Mongo URI. Reveal config bars and look at this, I have this Mongo URI. Fine. And now just add all the variables. Let me just quickly add those. So Cloudinity API key. Again the command is Heroku config set, but you can add multiple variables. Let me show you. So Cloudinity API key, let me just add the key. Fine. Okay, this one is first variable. Then put a space for the second variable. This is Cloudinity API secret equal to the secret. Then the next one, again put a space. API cloud is equal to the API cloud key. So like this, just add all the variables. But what about this API based endpoint client? We have not deployed the client yet, so we don't have the client URL. So just leave that. We are going to come back to this app after the deployment of the front end. Don't worry. Just add all the other variables. So put a space, send in blue and press enter. Let me add the SMTP variables quickly. So again git config :set, enter. Oh, this is not git. What the heck is git? It should be Heroku. Fine, enter. Beautiful. Clear the terminal. Nice. Let's check this. In my Heroku, refresh the page, scroll down, reveal config vars. Yeah, I have all the variables set. Great. And now the last step, which is the deploy. Now there are two ways to deploy the project. First one is from the UI. So just go to a deploy, click on this deploy, and then scroll down. You have this button to deploy this branch, or you can deploy this from the CLI. So just go to a CLI. Inside the CLI, just type this command, git push Heroku main. Don't worry, I'll put all these comments inside the cheat sheet. And then press enter and look at this. So basically I'm pushing the code to the main branch, which is connected to Heroku, so it will build our project. npm install done, it is building the project. Look at this, a comment, this is tsc, wait, tsc, verifying deploy, and this is done, and it has given me this URL. So just press Ctrl and click, and cannot get slash. This is fair enough. Let's go to /API /files, any random ID. I should see an error. Yeah, server error. You can also see the logs. So go to Heroku CLI, open a new terminal. Don't need to open a new terminal. Just clear this terminal, and you can see the Heroku logs using this command, Heroku logs --tail, and then the app name using the app flag. So -a, the app name is, let me just copy, this is share file backend. So just copy this and put it here, press enter, and look at this, I have all the logs. Look at this, server is listening to 440, our database is connected, so connected to database, and then the first request is on slash, which is 404, and then this API file /34333, sorry 35433, whatever. Let me just zoom in, fine. And now let me just upload a file and test the endpoints. So let's go to Postman, click on this upload a file of this /me. I've already configured this. Inside this body I have this my file, which is a file, and then is a post request, but the URL, just grab the URL, buddy. Just copy this from the URL. Okay, just put it inside this Postman. Fine. So this is API /file /upload, the endpoint, and then press enter. Let's see, sending request, and good, look at this, I got a response. This is 200. Also look at the logs here, API file /upload, this is status 200. Fine, you can see this response is undefined. This is because it should be the client side endpoint, right? But the client side endpoint is not yet configured, so this is undefined. And now it's time to deploy the front end. Hey, we have successfully deployed the backend. Good, just close this. Ctrl C, clear, fine. And now just go to front end. So inside this client folder, let's see the steps. Okay, we have tested APIs by uploading a file in Postman. Good. And then just focus on front end. Clear the unnecessary logs and check the env variables. Again, just go to client. Okay, again just remove all the unnecessary logs, and then just see this env.local. Okay, I don't have any variables, right? But we need to put the base endpoint of the API. So for that, let's grab the base endpoint. Let's go to a URL and copy this https/whatever crbackend.herokuapp.com/. So let's grab this and create a new variable, something like API endpoint, and put it here. You know what, just make this API base endpoint, and then just go to a download page where I am making a request to the backend. Inside this pages, inside this download, let's go to index.tsx. Now I can zoom out, I guess. Zoom out. Okay. Now we need to replace this HTTPS 8000. So let's remove this, also a slash, and put a dollar and curly brace, and this is process.env.api base endpoint. Just save this, fine, and then just copy this. I also need to replace this request from the download, this one, this handle download. So let's replace this with this one. Something went wrong, and that is multiple double tick. Fine, save this, but here is the problem. if you want to access the environment variables from the client, you need to add next public as the prefix. What I mean by that, just go to env.local and duplicate this variable, but this time just add next underscore public so that it can be accessible from the client side. Okay, now just copy this and replace this one. Fine. From the server side, this is absolutely fine, this API base endpoint and whatever. Now just go to underscore app. Here look at this, I have this base URL. Also replace this, so this is process.env.next public API base endpoint. And by the way guys, I don't need this base endpoint inside this request, so just remove this because this is from the client side and it can access the default Axios base endpoint. So just save this. Fine, save all the files and now just push the code to the GitHub. So for that just go to your GitHub, just copy the last 3 lines. Okay, just go to a terminal. Come on guys, you know how to push the code to the GitHub. Clear, expand. So just go to a client first, so cd ... and then client, cool, stage all the files, git add dot, fine, and then git commit, prepared for deployment. Oh hey, prepared for deployment. Fine, clear the terminal and now press all these 3 codes and enter. So I'm pushing the code to the main branch. Fine, if I now refresh the GitHub, I should see my codes. Beautiful. And now just go to Vercel, just create an account with a GitHub and then click on this new project. I don't need any clone template, but I need to connect my app to the GitHub repo. Yeah, here it is. So CR file UI2 frontend, just click on this import and that's it. This is my personal account, select. Okay, fine. The project name CR file YouTube frontend is fine for me. Root directory / fine. Build and output setting. Click on this. The build command is npm run build, which is absolutely fine, and then this environment variables. Now here's the thing we need to do. So the variable name, what is that? Just go to my file, go to my env.local. Okay, this is API base endpoint, right? Just copy this and put it here, and then the value, this one, this CR file backend Heroku app.com. Just copy this and put it here. Add. Fine. Let's add the next one, which is this next public, so that I can access this from the client side. And you know what is the worst part of this deployment? This is 2:25 AM. Like there is a code which is don't deploy your project on Friday. If you do that, you can enjoy the weekend. Click on this add. Fine, encrypted, and then click on this deploy. Scroll down, I guess this is done. Great, your project has been successfully deployed. Click on this visit, and here is my app. The color is different, that is because I've added the dark mode. Let me just remove this extension off. Look at this, I have my app. Let's upload a file. Let's see, upload this, click on upload, and yay, my file is uploaded. Look at the URL, this is undefined, so let's change this. So just grab this URL, which is our base endpoint, and then just go to Heroku app, just go to Heroku, and here click on the settings, click on this reveal config vars, and then just add the value. And what is the key? The key is API base endpoint underscore client. Okay, click on this add, and this is added. Fine. And by the way guys, the Vercel app is also configured with the CI/CD. It means every time you push the code to the main branch, this app will be redeployed. Now let's try to upload a file. Refresh the page. Okay, upload a file. LinkedIn cover. Click on upload. And now look at this. I got a new URL. Copy this and open a new tab and put it. Enter. Fine, your file is ready to be downloaded. Click on download and my file is downloaded. So our app is working fine. So that's it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to refactor the project and wrap up the project. So bye, and hey wait, if you face any error, I'm always there for you. Bye.